As far as the Protege nameplate, we have a nameplate established out there that's associated with a four-door subcompact sedan. We wanted to change the position of the vehicle in the marketplace. You know, our intentions in developing this product were to appeal to a younger buyer and to appeal to a more active and spirited buyer. So we needed to adjust our entry-level vehicle so that it was more attractive to younger, newer buyers that were coming into the franchise.
Mazda began selling cars in the U.S. in 1970, and the cornerstone of their marketing activity at the time was the rotary engine. Their first success came with the GLC in 76, 77. From there, sales were strong up into the late 80s, and then the economy went south, and sales went south for them as well. And they really didn't pick up again until 1997, and they are on an upswing again. Typically, most automotive advertisers have three tiers of marketing and advertising activity. Tier 1 is their brand or national activity. Tier 2 is their dealer association activity, which is more retail-oriented. And then the third level is the actual individual dealership advertising. Donor was invited to pitch the Mazda business because of our experience with Ford Dealer Association advertising, combined with our understanding of brand advertising through clients such as Coca-Cola, British Petroleum, and Lazy Boy.
When they came aboard, the first project that Donor worked on was the introduction of the new Miata, the latest generation of the Miata. Shortly after that, this new Protege model was the next vehicle that was being introduced. In our product development roles, what we've done is identified, you know, kind of the key brand DNA, so to speak, and what we've identified, we were using three words, a stylish, spirited, and insightful, to describe what we want the Mazda brand to be.
The Protege competes in what Mazda defines and most automakers define as the subcompact sedan segment. And some of the competitors for Protege, Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, are names that are almost synonymous with quality, durability, and reliability. So the Protege was going to basically have to conquest sales and to basically win, you know, get people to not buy a Corolla, or not buy a Civic, and buy the Protege. The subcompact sedan segment is not what you'd call usually a destination segment. In other words, people tend to come in and out of it, and they tend to come into it when they're younger and less affluent. And it's a segment that has been, again, stable around 2 million units, but it isn't growing like an SUV segment has gone, you know, just grown explosively. So it's pretty stable. So if you're going to increase your sales in that market, you're going to have to take them from somebody else.
The Protege had prior to the current Protege, the buyer of that Protege was typically a retired person, somebody looking for a second or third car, much older demographic, and it wasn't seen as a young person's car. And Mazda recognized that, you know, for them to succeed in the future, you've got to get people into the car at a younger age, at a younger life stage, so that they can move on into the other product line. So with this new vehicle, there was a concerted effort to make it appeal to a younger set. They're coming out of college, they don't have any commitments in their lives yet, they're not looking for a long-term relationship or anything like that, or something that's high maintenance. And that actually came out into the line that we used in the launch advertising, which was a change from your high maintenance relationships. They're not into the Civics, they're not into the Corollas. They want something that's a little more self-expressive, a little more stylish, a little more individualistic. And that's really how we position the Protege as a vehicle for young, succeeding individuals looking to live life on their own terms.
One of the first things we did is we worked with Mazda to develop a new brand promise. The promise is get in, be moved. Two sides to the promise. Get in is an invitation to the Mazda brand, an invitation to the dealership, and an invitation to experience our cars and trucks. The other side of the brand promise is be moved. Be Moved is not only physically just point A to point B, but also about being moved emotionally. Mazda is about the experience of driving.
Gina was a driving girl with geographic memory. Karen dumped her boyfriend Jim, forget that slacker misery. Charlie works in cyberspace, /.com all day long. Pamela, she couldn't sing, but kept the beat and kept it strong. The 2000 Mazda Protege. A change from all your high-maintenance relationships.
The second thing we did, and we wanted to make sure there was consistency across all of our launch components for the Protege particularly, was to use the colors of the road. Black and yellow are Mazda's colors, and we chose those because, again, the colors of the road represent the driving experience.
Integrated marketing communications is a new, thriving component within the marketing world. Provides many different tools and the technologies out there that exist that we can create and begin to build a one-to-one relationship with our consumer. We've got the internet, we've got personal direct one-to-one direct mail videos that you can turn around cheaply and effectively to get out to the consumer and tailor and customize a message that will ultimately create a stronger relationship with the consumer.
Is that the answer?
Ready, boys and girls? Look behind me to the Magic City.
One element of integrated marketing communications is online, the online component. For the Protege launch, we knew that this area of communication was key to our target. We decided that we would have a Mazda road trip, online road trip, that would ultimately lead them to the Mazda launch party. We produced internet advertising that drove traffic to the Mazda Protege website that gave them details and directions how to get to the road trip, and that also allowed them to enter sweepstakes to win a Protege. But we were also at that time capturing vital information on these people, demographic information as well as psychographic information in which we could follow up and mail out to them in traditional mail or email out to them additional information to this launch party. And we used the sweepstakes as a tool to get them to register online and provide that information to us. Another component to integrated marketing communications was our hand raiser program. A hand raiser is somebody who fills out a survey or provides Mazda information on the Protege that indicates that they're interested in our product. We put together a direct mail program intended to capture hand raisers, then turn around and forward to them a test drive offer to get them behind the wheel of the Mazda Protege. The incentive was to receive a launch CD-ROM, a custom CD-ROM for them.
Do we have to be serious?
This is the weirdest interview I've ever done.
I'm really, really funny, and that I'm an excellent bridge player.
Here we are. Want the lowdown on the totally new, totally redesigned Mazda Protege? Well, you just gotta point here and click. Have fun. See ya.
We then sent out the launch CD-ROM along with a test drive offer to go down to their dealership and actually take the Protege for a test drive.
Again, we were aiming the Protege creative at a certain specific group of young people fresh out of college. It was probably their first car, and it's their first job, and it's kind of, the world is new almost, and they react with one another differently than other groups. They tend not to go out individually, they go out with friends, so a 4-door was important rather than a 2-door. So it was the whole idea of Protege and how it fitted into their world was important, as well as choosing the right people. And again, their age group meant that they did different activities than their parents or we would have done, so you had to really kind of weave that into the whole look and create a world almost, which is why Protege was not an urban environment.